Hey guys, I am recording this call. I've never done it this way, so I'm hoping it works. Um, what I'm doing is actually recording off of my phone for you guys. So this is the first time I've tried this. If it doesn't work, they normally post a recording, but I thought I could get this to you guys quicker, so you guys can maybe watch this when you get home from work tonight, okay? So as soon as it goes on, they're playing music. So as soon as it comes on, I'm going to turn my camera off so I don't feel like you're watching me the whole time while I'm listening. So I'm going to work while I'm doing this. So, all right. Hopefully this works for you guys.
I think that's a really good way to start. All right, let's see here. Bájate el vaso. All right, guys. We have over 1,000 people on this call, which is incredible. I'm really, really excited. Now, some of you guys, when you came into this call, you pressed star instead of pound. I ask you to please just keep your phones muted. That means that you made yourself administrator. Please don't mess with anything on the call. I do know that there are 4 of us. Guys, I'm so excited about this call tonight. This has been a long time coming, I think. The person that we have on this call with us tonight is just absolutely incredible, and I've had a front row seat to watch her change with herself, her business. I'm just really, really excited for her to share with us her journey and every single tip that she has, because right now she is rocking 40 distributors last month already. I think, as she told me earlier, number 10 for distributors this month, which is absolutely just nuts. So if anybody else was on this call and you are not Sarah Neerman, please make sure that you mute your phone. I don't want any craziness happening. So I'm going to go ahead and get this call recorded. Give me just 1 second.
This conference is being recorded.
Oh, I almost forgot to record the call. Okay, so Sarah, are you on with us?
Yes.
Are you there? I don't know if I heard you.
Yes.
Hello? Hello?
Uh-huh.
Sarah?
Hello? Yeah. I'm here. I'm hearing everything.
We'll just give it 1 more minute, you guys.
Abe, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Well,
okay. That other person, please mute your phone because you're not Sarah. Are you there, Sarah?
yeah, I'm here.
It's gonna be an interesting call. Okay. Fake Sarah. Okay. So you guys, this is Sarah Neerman. She is Triple Diamond.
Okay.
Their company. I've known her for actually a really, really long time, which is pretty incredible. And I don't think that you really talked until we kind of came together with this business. So go ahead and do is start with your story. I just want to hear, where you come from, where you school, and just kind of your journey, you went to college, just kind of everything.
Okay. So yeah, I'm Sarah Neerman. I started with It Work 17 months ago now. I think it was March of 2014. But I'm from a small town in northern Illinois, Marengo, the same town as you, Jade, obviously, and a lot of our other teammates. I let's see. I grew up in Marengo. I was in that town my whole life, and then after I graduated high school, I went to college in Central Illinois at U of I. I got my bachelor's degree in animal science. I had for a while planned to be a veterinarian, and then I decided that wasn't for me. Couldn't really make up my mind what I wanted to do after I got my bachelor's degree, and then I got a job working in a research lab at the university. It was a really great job. They offered to pay for my master's, so I started working on my master's, and then my husband, Matt, and we got engaged while I was getting my master's degree, and he ended up getting a full-time job that took him away from me, and also he got a pay cut with that new job. He had been instructing at the university, and then he wanted to move forward with his career, and with that came lower pay, and we started to struggle more than we had been. When I got my new job, I bought a new car for the first time ever. I'd never bought my own car, and then there was a lot of expenses that came with it that I wasn't really prepared for, and I ended up picking up a second job. So I was working full-time in the lab. I was getting my master's degree, and I started waiting tables at Buffalo Wild Wings. And I was just really, really overwhelmed all the time. I was exhausted, and we were still just barely making ends meet. And then I saw a girl that I went to high school with posting about these wraps, and I couldn't really afford them, but I knew we were getting married soon, so I was like, well, I want to get skinny in time for my wedding, and I'm going to try out these wraps. So I tried out the wraps for a couple of months, and then I saw her posting about the $10,000 bonus for going diamond. And last year, when you joined, you had 3 months within your date of enrollment to reach the rank of diamond and get a $10,000 bonus. That's like, well, we just got our tax return. Maybe I can afford to do this, and then that way I can keep using the products and maybe make a little bit of extra money. I thought about going for the $10,000 bonus. In the back of my mind was, well, I'll just try it out for 3 months. If I don't get the $10,000 bonus, I'll just quit. And that was kind of my plan. So I asked my enroller questions for like 3.5 hours the day that I signed up. I ended up signing up. I called my husband, I don't know, like an hour later and said, hey, guess what? I decided to become a networks distributor, so there's that. And then, after that, my first month, do you want me to talk about what happened after I joined them? Go ahead and talk about when you started. So what month you joined, how you were feeling, just the usual. Go ahead. Okay. So it was the very end of March 2014 that I decided to join, and I was going to go for the $1,000 bonus for reaching the rank of diamond. I signed up. I put my first post out there on Facebook, which was the kind of post that we recommend you not do when you first start, which was the 3 paragraphs long about how I became a distributor and my journey and how excited I was and how pumped I was and just super, super cheesy. And I immediately had people from our hometown saying things like, oh, no, not you two, or it's a scam, or it's a pyramid scheme, and all this other stuff. And I was maybe excited for 30 minutes before that happened, and I was just instantly doubting myself. I had to work that night at my part-time job, so I went straight from my full-time job to my part-time job waiting tables. I was there until really late. The next day, I was trying to do the training videos. I was trying to create the compensation plan. I was still trying to post. I was still getting these negative comments from people from our hometown. And It was like, I think it was on a Friday that I joined, and it was on Monday that I messaged my enroller and I said, I can't do this. I want to quit. And she stopped me and she asked me what was making me rethink this business, what was making me feel like I wanted to quit. And the more she asked me about what was really bothering me, the more I realized that I was just letting other people get in my head and make me doubt myself. And I just decided I wasn't going to let people like that get in my way. I spent $99. I might as well see what I could do with this. So I didn't end up quitting that day. My grandma was my first loyal customer. Like, basically, as soon as I put my first post up, my grandma was calling me and messaging me, like, Sarah, I want these wraps. You need to message me. Like, we need to get me hooked up. So my grandma was my first loyal customer. I really struggled that month to get out of my own head and actually post consistently and message people consistently. And it took me until the last day of my first 30 days to get my fourth loyal customer in order to get my free product. And then I hadn't gotten a single distributor in that first 30 days. And the second month started, and I was like, well, I really don't know if I'm going to get this diamond bonus, but maybe I can enroll my husband, and I can work his business, and I'll get a second chance at this diamond bonus, and we'll try for him, too. So I enrolled him as a distributor, and got him his 4 loyal customers, and then it was at the end of that month, I think, that I enrolled my first distributor that wasn't my husband, and she instantly quit. She didn't respond to my messages. She didn't post anything. She didn't try talking to people. She just didn't do anything. And that got me. Hey, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna just call again and then do talking to yourself, okay? Like, okay. I can hear people. Hold on 1 second. Yeah.
Unmuted. Muted.
Oh, yeah. Can you hear me? Yes, I can. Okay, continue on. I'm sorry. Oh, that's okay. So yeah, after I had enrolled that first distributor, it took me almost 2 whole months before I enrolled my first distributor that was just completely me getting a distributor, not my spouse. And she didn't work. She quit right away. She wouldn't respond to me. I was really frustrated. I didn't know what I was doing wrong, so I played around with the idea of quitting again. I talked to my husband about it, and I said I wanted to quit, and he's like, well, we still have another month to get this $10,000 bonus. Like, just keep trying, and we'll see what happens. So I kept trying. It was in June that I was going to need to get the bonus by. I was going to need to enroll 24 distributors in June in order to get this diamond bonus. And I wasn't in it. My heart wasn't in it. I kept getting in my own head and playing around with the idea of maybe quitting. What happens if this doesn't work out? What do I do? And I wasn't enrolling distributors. And the few that I did enroll just ended up quitting right away, and that would get in my head again. I still had people posting negative stuff on my, or commenting negative stuff on my posts. So just all in all, my first few months were really, really frustrating, and I was just this big emotional mess where, some days I would work my business, and some days I would be like, what's the point? And I wouldn't work it. And if you guys are on the call, can you please mute your phone because we're getting background noise, which is you made yourself an admin. So please just mute your phone. Need to very, very okay, continue. So I few months, really frustrated. I still hear it. Hi. Whoever's talking right now, can you please mute yourself? Please. Okay. Okay. Continue. Okay. And then after that whole first summer, I played around with the idea of quitting and being frustrated and not knowing what to do. I would work the business some days, other days, I would be so frustrated that I would just be like, what's the point? And I wouldn't work it. And I would talk to Matt about it. I was venting to him about it. And he said, you know what, you might as well do it. I really think that you can get somewhere with this. Just listen to your leaders. Just keep doing what you need to be doing, and eventually it's going to pay off. So him believing in me at that point definitely helped, especially when, right after I started, not only was it people from my hometown that were saying negative things, my best friend actually texted me, like, right after I posted my first post and said, don't ever try to get me to be a customer with you because, like, I'm not going to have any part of that. My parents said that it was stupid when I joined. Like, they thought it was a terrible idea. They're like, you're getting your master's. Like, you don't need to be doing stuff like this. But I just kept doing it anyway. And then at the end of summer, I think that was when I watched The Secret. And I had been hearing our leaders, I think you had posted about it several times, about how we needed to watch the movie The Secret and understand the law of attraction. And it took me like 5 months in the business before I finally decided to give it a shot. And I watched it and it got me so pumped up. And I said, you know what? I'm done being 1 foot out the door. I'm done having quitting as an option. I'm done letting my emotions get in the way of whether or not I work this business consistently. And I just decided to change my mentality about things. And I went out there with a much more excited attitude, and all of my posts were constantly positive. I started doing my 3-3 rule every single day. When people would tell me no, or even if people weren't liking my posts or commenting on my posts, I just kept on doing what I needed to do, and that was when I finally started promoting. I promoted to Ruby and Emerald in the fall, and then by my conference in January, I had a full diamond chart. They brought back the $10,000 bonus, so I was actually going to get a second chance at this bonus that I had missed previous summer for both me and my husband. And I went to conference. I went to Limelight in January with the plan that I was going to get the $10,000 bonus at the end of the month when I hit diamond. And while I was there just listening to everybody's stories and where they came from, I started to realize that, it doesn't take a special personality. It doesn't take you needing to be the ultimate people person or really good at parties or, it doesn't take you having that it's something. It just takes you deciding that you want it and that you deserve it and you're not going to stop until you get it. So I left conference deciding that I was going to go for more than diamond, that I deserved more than diamond. And while we were there too, with Mark on stage on the last day talking about how much we had grown over the past year, how much the business had grown, how much the company had grown, and how he wanted us to keep going, keep working harder, and that if he was that if we would double our efforts, if we would double what we were doing, instead of splitting 5 people a week, we split 10 people a week. Instead of 1 party a month, 2 parties a month. He said if we doubled our efforts, that he would double the bonuses. And the $10,000 bonus that I was going to be earning, that I had missed twice, became a $20,000 bonus. And I just, at that moment, everything became very, very clear that I had gone through all of those struggles, missed the bonuses, had to fight to get to where I was to be rewarded for sticking it out. And that bonus was now a $20,000 bonus, and they extended it to March 31st. And I just started seeing the future, and I went, maybe I'll go for double diamond, and I'll get my husband the diamond bonus too, and that'll get us. It was going to be $80,000 in bonuses, and maybe by fall I'll be triple diamond. Maybe someday in the future I could be presidential, or I could be an ambassador diamond, maybe. So it just opened my eyes a little bit more to the possibility, and then.
Let me pause you. Okay. So kind of just really, really quick, I want you to tell everybody what your difference of feeling was from the time that you started. So basically, the rest of the remainder of the year in 2014 to just going to conference. So I really, really want to show the importance of conference and what it does for you. Just kind of, if you can use some descriptive words, tell me what the beginning of your business felt like, and as soon as you came to conference, how those descriptive words kind of changed.
When I started this, it was to make a little extra money. This was going to be a side job. This was going to be something that maybe a few years down the road would let me stay home with my kids. And even, I was always thinking about me and what this business was going to do for me and my family. And the plans were small, the goals were small, and then went to conference. And I said, this is a lifestyle. Like, this isn't a job. This is a lifestyle. This is a bunch of people that are happy and excited and passionate, and they're thrilled to be helping other people change their lives. So I just decided that I wanted to be a person that touched other people's lives. I wanted to be a person that could reach as many people as possible with this opportunity and help them come to this. And this wasn't a part-time job. It wasn't a temporary solution for me anymore. It became a part of my life then, and I decided that it's what I was going to do forever. And I decided I had quit my job. I graduated my graduate school, and I was planning on getting a job wherever my husband and I moved to for his work. And at that point, I was like, nope, I'm doing it works. This is me now. This is my new career.
So, I want to retouch on, because you were basically just answering all the questions that I was going to ask, so I wasn't going to stop. I'm sorry. No, you're good. It was great. I was like, oh, that was right on the question. So I really want you to touch on, though, how you didn't have the easiest time with your family and friends, because I know that, when you and I really started working together, and that was the beginning of this year, so you had months where you were really dealing with it. And for those of you guys who don't know this, and I come from the same town, it is a rough place to start this business. The people there are very, 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 very judgmental. These are all people that we knew, that we've known forever, that we've grown up with. So Sarah really kind of shared with me how she struggled with how her family was judging her, how her friends were judging her. So can you kind of touch on how that felt? Because I know it really, really bothered you. I feel like that was probably the number one thing that was really holding you back. And what was the defining moment that you decided that that was not going to be something that was going to hold you back anymore?
Yeah. So I guess I've just always been one of those people where I try really hard to pretend like I don't care, but I really, really care what other people think of me. I really care about making other people happy and, just being well-liked. I don't like confrontation. So when people were standing up against what I was doing, and when my family told me that what I was doing was dumb, that quitting my job to do it, work full-time, was definitely dumb. We would go to family stuff, and they would give me a hard time about being on my phone, or I would post something about being thankful that I don't have to request off work for the holidays, that I could go home and still make money, thanks that it works the whole time that I'm there with my family and stuff like that. And I would come home and see my family, and they would be making fun of me for the fact that I just posted thinking it works for something. And I don't know what the moment was that made me change how I felt about that. Like, I don't know what the exact moment was. I guess I just one day woke up and decided, you know what, I can't pay my bills with their opinions. However much they don't believe in me, I don't care, because my future and my family and my life is worth it, and I control whether or not I succeed at this. So I'm just going to prove them wrong, and either they get on board and they support me, or they can continue to not support me, but I don't really care anymore. And just telling myself that every single day over and over, that it didn't matter what other people thought, and that I was going to prove them wrong, kept me strong through it. And like now when I talk to my parents, like sometimes they joke and they call me money bags. Like they're much more supportive of what I do now. It's still in like a joking way, but yeah, they're more supportive of what I do now. Some of my friends still don't support me. But yeah, I wish I could remember the moment that changed it for me, or like the one picture, the one quote, or the one video that changed it for me. But I think it was just me looking at the future that I could have, and looking at leaders who were getting the things that they want, and I would go, I want that. I want to have that in my life. And these people who are trying to hold me back, they're not going to help me get those things. Like they're just standing in the way. So why do I care about what they think I should do? And I just went for it.
That's amazing. So, okay. So, do you remember when it was that you came over to my house and charted? Was that in January after we got back? Okay. So,
yeah, it was January 31st.
was the day. Yeah. So, Sarah and I, she has a different enroller. And for me as a leader, something that I've learned to do over time is to run with my runners. And I was looking down within that lake to really find somebody who really, really wanted this. And people who stick it out, no matter what's going on, it just sticks out. And those are the people who I just truly think are going to succeed. So that's why, we kind of started talking about it at conference. And then I invited you over to my house before you left for Puerto Rico to kind of get a game plan going. So will you kind of just talk a little bit about, like, I know that you had a different plan in mind when you initially came to my house, and when you checked and you had a Mexico code followed by the pound sign. We had a different, I don't know who that was. We had a different 2 hours, 0, 2, 4, 9, 9. Can whoever pressing pound 02499, can you please mute yourself because we can hear you? So I wanted to have you talk about kind of coming to my house, what you were thinking about, and when you left, where your mind was at, because we had a completely different plan. So just kind of talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So I came over, and I don't even remember why exactly it was that I came over. Like, my diamond chart was full. I guess I came over to talk because with them extending the double good bonuses, I went, well, why don't I try? I've got another 2 months. Maybe I can try to get the double diamond, and I can try to get my husband a diamond, and then we can get him the bonus. We can get me the double good bonus. So yeah, let's go for double diamond. And I showed up at your house, and we were going to talk through that. And you had charts out for me for triple diamond. And you kind of said, well, what if instead of just double diamond, what if we go for you going for triple diamond and your husband going for double diamond? And I was like, oh my God, I'm really far away from that. I have no idea how I'm going to get there. and you just said, you know what, you have a team and they want this, and you set the pace. It's going to be a lot of hard work over the next couple of months, but you can do this. And I just left your house that night feeling really pumped up. That night I got the diamond bonus. I called my husband really excited about that I did it. And then, and yeah, I guess at that moment I decided I was going to be a triple diamond, and there was nothing that was going to stand in my way. The next day I put up a picture of me, and I claimed triple diamond by the end of March, which would be my 1 year which was my 1 year anniversary with the company, and I claimed my husband as double diamond and the bonuses that we were going to get. And I think it was the day after I went diamond that you challenged all of us on your team who were diamonds and above to enroll 30 distributors in 30 days. And the second you did that, I wrote down 30 names, and I started working on that list, and I called my husband and I said, I'm enrolling 30 distributors this month. And he's like, what's the most you've ever enrolled? Like 4 in a month or something like that? I was like, yep, I'm getting 30 this month. And we needed a lot to get to triple diamond, and my team was rocking. They were really excited. A bunch of them were going for the double good diamond bonuses, and I just decided to go for 30. I only got 12, but it was 12 compared to the record that I had before was 4. And then the month after that, I enrolled 18 distributors in a month, and ended up promoting the triple diamond and getting my husband the double diamond, and we got all the double good bonuses for every promotion.
Wow. Yeah. My gosh. That seems like a really long time ago, and then it just seems like yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. So I think what's on everybody's mind is for sure is how are you building your business? Are you doing parties? Are you listing? Are you working on Facebook? Are you working on Instagram? And can you whichever it is, can you kind of this into, now for those of you guys, you probably saw it on the picture, I posted it right on there. We're going to talk about building, how you build your business, and then we're going to kind of like end with like leadership tips too, because you've just really become the most incredible leader. So how are you building your business? And can you just kind of really get into detail, because Sarah enrolled how many distributors last month? It was about 40, right? Was it 30?
Yeah, I think it was 40.
40. Okay, so you enrolled 40 distributors last month, that blows me out of the water completely, which is just so exciting. Go ahead and just share with us how you're building your business, what you're doing, and I also want you to really touch on what you used to do and what results you got and what you do now, and how that really changed. Kind of explain that into detail. How it changed with you. Here you go.
Okay. So the month that I'm enrolling a lot of distributors, so first of all, I do not do parties. I'm not opposed to them. I definitely put myself out there as available for parties. When I first started, it was one of my things I will not do. I just decided I didn't want to do parties. I didn't think that I'd be, so I was using Instagram and Facebook. So for the first year of my business, I did all Instagram and Facebook, and once after Limelight, when Mark was talking about doubling our efforts to double the good bonuses, I came home and I was like, Mom, host a party for me. And she actually did, and I got 5 loyal customers at that party. So definitely not opposed to parties. I think parties are awesome. But with my husband and I moving so much, I don't know people anywhere that we move. We move like every 6 months or so, and so we're not really getting to know enough people for me to make parties a thing. So social media is what I do, Facebook and Instagram. I would say like 95% of my team is made up of distributors that I met on Instagram and the people that they enrolled. I don't have very many people on my team that I knew before it works. And then the months that I'm enrolling a lot of distributors, it's really when my attitude is turned on for building my business. I wake up in the morning and I say, I'm going to do this and I deserve this and I'm going to go for this, and I have my goals and I don't let myself think anything except positive thoughts, anything except the results that I want. And I just talk to everybody. I keep track of everybody that I talk to. I have a running list of everybody I've ever talked to about joining my team. It's up above like 400 people that I've talked to about joining my team in the last 6 or 7 months. And I keep them on that list. And every once in a while, I just go through the list when things are slow and I check in with people who aren't actively keeping up with me. Other than that, I do my 3-3 rule every day, which is your golden rule. 3 before and after pictures or pictures of me using the products and how the products are working for me. And then 3 life posts. And the life posts for me are just things this business is allowing me to do. Some days or some posts I'm focusing on being thankful that I can just sit on my butt and watch Netflix and make money from my phone all day. I always try to do a lot of posts that really hit people emotionally. So I talk about my struggles. I talk about the things that I went through. I talk about how I didn't used to be able to believe in myself when I started this, how I thought about quitting. I was afraid that I would fail. And I think people seeing that I struggled too, that I was nervous too, they're like, okay, so it's normal for me to feel this way. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Because I would say 99% of people who join this business are nervous when they start or nervous before they start. I talk about what I see this business doing for me in the future. Matt and my dream board, where we want to end up. The fact that I don't have kids right now, so I can't show kids as a wife, but it's definitely a big reason. I want to have a family someday. I want to be able to give them everything that they could want. I want to be able to pay for my kids' college because my parents were, I was fortunate enough for my parents to do that for me, but we're paying off a lot of Matt's student loans. So I talked about my goals in this business for those life posts, and the feelings ones are really the ones that get me the most potential distributors. And then I'm also very, very focused on the people that I'm talking to. I'm focused on their goals. I'm focused on what they want to get out of this business, why they're coming to me, why they're wanting to join. Because I feel like, especially through social media, people don't know me as a person enough to trust me that I'm going to take their needs seriously. Because when somebody joins your team, that's a really big responsibility. I mean, you're not responsible for their success, but you are responsible for giving them everything that they do need to be successful. And they're putting a lot of trust in you. So every time somebody decides to join my team, I am truly honored that they picked me, because I know that there's 200,000 other people out there that they could have signed up with, and they picked me. So I want to make sure that they know that I'm always going to be there for them every single day. I'm never quitting this business. And that's something else that comes with being consistent with my 3-3 rule every day. It shows people that I'm serious about this. This is my life. And it's never going to stop being my life. So if they join my team, they know that they're going to have me as their leader forever.
That's perfect. So when you message me, the last month you messaged me, and you said, this was at like the beginning of the month, and you said to me, okay, I am getting like incredible results, and this was just so crazy, and I asked you what you were doing different, and you said you were
doing two different things. You were running with your runners, and you were just completely working your business the way that you should. Can you kind of touch on, because we've always been there, for the people who are kind of doing just enough to say that they're doing something, you know what I mean? Just enough to say that, yeah, I'm working this business, it's not working for me. Can you really touch on how important it is that you have to just understand that you have to give the business the dedication and the work and the respect that it deserves to get the results that they're looking for, and also kind of explain what running with your runners means. Okay, so I spent a really long time in this business just going through the motions, and it's absolutely the reason why I wasn't getting the results that I am now. Yes, I was doing my 3-3 rule every day, but it was just like, okay, this is a before and after picture. Her results are awesome. Want results like these? Message me. Okay, I just made this much money, and I'm really excited about that. Who else wants to make money? You should join my team. It's awesome. And I did that for a really long time, and I was just getting by and wondering why I wasn't promoting faster and why I wasn't, why the people that I was enrolling were quitting right away or weren't working very hard. And I think it was conference also that made me realize that this business is serious, and if you recognize that it's worth the time and worth the effort, that it's going to pay you back so much more than you could ever realize, I decided to go all in. And I said, you know what, I'm in this. This is for real. And I started thinking more. I think I was afraid to really think about what this business could do for me in the future. Like I couldn't see myself letting this business take me where it possibly could. So I was afraid to dream. I was afraid to set those big goals. So once I started setting those big goals and working towards them, and we were reaching them so quickly, I just started talking about those goals and started talking about those dreams. I think one of my first big months enrolling distributors was when I set my goal as diamond, and I was an executive or something like that. And I didn't know if I was actually going to reach it or not, but I just decided to talk about it every single day, that I was going to be a diamond and I was going to be earning this income and how exciting it was. And people started to listen. People started to take me more seriously. But shoot, I'm rambling and losing track of my train of thought. No, you're not rambling. Well, here, I'll ask you some more questions. So let's talk about leadership. Let's talk about that. You already kind of touched on it a little bit, you know, how basically when this is what I say all the time. I guess this really kind of sums it up. When your team is going to be a direct reflection of how you work your business. So if you give it 50-50, your team's going to give it 50-50. If you give it, you know, 1 day a week, your team's going to give it 1 day a week. If you give it 100%, your team's going to do the same. So I know that you agree with that. You're kind of talking about that a little bit, but will you kind of talk about, you know, what you did before? I know that you said that what you've been doing in your team page. How do you lead? What are you using? Are you using a team page? Are you doing any type of calls? I know you said that recognition has been absolutely incredible for your team and for your leaders. I know another thing that we kind of did. Now this is just for my team, and I don't want anybody to take this like a, you know, any which way. But I think that two really big things for you as a leader was when I had all the triple diamonds and above removed their downlines from my team page, which for me that was like a control thing, you know, feeling like I needed to, you know, be the leader for everybody. But when I did that, I really allowed my leaders, my VIP leaders, you know, who are perfectly capable of running their teams, to really run their teams. And I think that was a really big shift change too. So will you kind of just talk about all of that stuff that I just threw at you? um, okay, so yeah, how I lead, and it took a lot of you. You told me the same thing over and over and over, and it wasn't until I finally started listening to you. I don't know why it always takes me so long to listen to you, because I know that the things that you're telling me are right and they work. Um, but I realized after you had said it so many times that your team is a reflection of you, that you set the pace. I decided, okay, well, I'm just gonna, even with my own team, put my blinders on. I'm not gonna worry about who's a runner and who's a walker, and I'm just gonna be the kind of distributor that I would want to have on my team. And I said, I'm gonna be a runner, and every month that I keep that in my head every single day, that I'm going to be the distributor that I want to have on my team, I do something better than I did the month before. And in July, when I woke up and realized that I needed to be the distributor that I wanted to have on my team, I said, I'm going to enroll 30 distributors this month. And I ended up enrolling 40. And yeah, one of the big things is, I can enroll 40 distributors and have one of them be good, and that doesn't do me a whole lot of good. So I wanted to enroll 30 distributors and have them all be excited about this. So every single time somebody joins the team, we welcome them. So yeah, I have the team page. I add them to the team page. I welcome them to the team page. I talk about how excited I am for them. I try to always do a public post welcoming them to my team, so something on Instagram and Facebook, because it shows that I'm enrolling people. Like, I'm not just talking to talk, I'm walking the walk. I am enrolling people, and it also shows their audience that they started something new and that they have a team that's supporting them and is excited for them, and it just kind of makes them perk up and pay attention. So I shout them out for joining the team. I shout them out when they get their first customer. I shout them out when they get past their qualified. I shout them out when they get their free product. I shout them out when they promote. I shout them out when they get to the 400 club. I shout them out when they're afraid to post because last week somebody said something bad on their page and made fun of them, and they felt really uncomfortable about it, and they were nervous about posting. And then they get out of their comfort zone and they do a post. I shout them out for that and encourage them to continue to do it, because it's going to be so great for their business. Because I just try to remember how hard it was when I first started and how easy it was to get frustrated and discouraged and down on yourself. So I want to keep people excited, because when you join this business, that's like, you're so excited when you start. And I want to keep that excitement going as long as I possibly can when somebody starts. So, I'm enrolling 40 distributors, and they're all enrolling customers themselves. They're all getting themselves fast start qualified. They're all getting themselves their free product. And I think it is because we're recognizing them for the little stuff, so they're excited about it. And then once I started doing that, the leaders on my team kind of caught on that it was working, and they started doing it too. And the people on their team started really working harder, wanting that recognition too, and being happy that they were being recognized for their little efforts. And I've had a lot of people pop up who have been doing this for months and barely getting by, who are now stepping up as leaders and shouting out their teams and giving advice on my team page. And I also do public shout-outs when people are doing that. When they're stepping up on my team, I post on their wall that I think they're doing a great job, and that I'm proud of them for getting out of their comfort zone and picking our team and sticking with it even when things are hard, and how rewarding it's going to be for their future. So I think that recognition, not just privately but also publicly, is such a huge thing in this. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to ask you, I have a couple questions here. I'm going to kind of throw them at you. I asked everybody on my Facebook if they would ask any questions that they would love for you to answer. So you don't have to go like really, really crazy in depth. We're gonna kind of do like a fire round of questions.
Okay.
There's quite a few, and then I want to go ahead and ask you a few questions before we kind of close out. So they did ask, what was the eye-opening turning point for running with your business? You kind of went over that, but just reiterate.
I don't know the moment that it changed or what made me change my mind, but I just realized that I am the only thing that determines whether I succeed or fail in this business. I can't control how hard my team works. I can't control whether or not the people around me support me. I can only control how hard I work, and I want to work as hard as I need to get where I want to be. So I just try to wake up every morning and tell myself that I deserve everything that I have and more, and I'm not going to stop until I get it.
Perfect. Okay, how do you keep your team motivated?
So one of the things that I'm pretty sure I heard it from you is that as a leader, we can't motivate our teams. Motivation comes from within. So people on your team can only motivate themselves. But as leaders, we can inspire them. So I inspire them by being the distributor that I would want on my team. So I try to be a runner. I work my business every single day. I do my 3-3 rule every single day. I stay up late. I wake up early. I get on team calls. So that's, I guess we call that leading from the front. So we just work our business the way that we expect them to work it. And then I also, when people are doing those little things, I'm recognizing them. I'm congratulating them for their little victories and their big victories. And the more that you recognize them and get excited for them, the longer that they're going to stay excited. And once I started working my own business and leading from the front and stopping worrying about what the people on my team were doing, my business completely changed. So it was me doing the things that I needed to do on a daily basis to build my own business that made my team kind of sit up and go, okay, I want to do that. Like, I see Sarah enrolling 4 distributors today. What the heck is she doing? I'm going to do that.
Perfect. Okay, how do you get your new distributors working? I feel like I'm struggling and I'm not guiding them the right way.
Well, something that I did on my team page is I made a post. Like, we have a stock before and after picture, and we have a caption that just says, "Hey everyone, so I just started as an It Works rep, and I need 4 people to try out these crazy wrap things for 90 days at my discount. Who's in?" And that way it just kind of gets them out, gets the word out there about the product, and as soon as I have a new distributor to my team, I welcome them to my team page and I tag them in that post and I say, "I'll post this, and while people are commenting, we're going to get you trained." And then I tag them in a couple of files that teach them how to build their business using social media. And I send them your Getting Started video. So then it just talks about the Ruby bonus and the steps to success and the 100th list. And then I introduce them to everybody and tell them that I'm really excited for them. And now that I have been enrolling so many people, I've started a chat just for newbies. So this is a new thing that I have, and it's because I have like 40 new people, and they're all able to bounce questions off of each other. And that way, some of them who have been here for like 3 weeks or 4 weeks, who have already had the questions answered, can answer the questions for the really new people, and then it's kind of like newbies becoming leaders and training the new newbies to become leaders, and so on and so on.
Perfect. Right. What is your why? No.
I don't know.
Like, I feel like I should know that. But
Do you have a dream board?
yeah, we do, but it changes all the time. Just with our future being so flexible at this point, I guess it's hard. Like, we have things that we want at some point, but I guess my big why is I never want to have to answer to anybody other than myself and my family ever again. Like, I want my time with my family to be my time with my family. I don't ever want to have to worry about somebody else's schedule or needs or any kind of obligations over my time with my family. So my family right now is just my husband and our dogs, but at some point it's going to be more than that, and I don't ever want to have to answer to anybody but me and them.
Perfect. Okay, so when someone said, what was the best thing you did to help fight the negative feelings? Like, when you get that urge of no's, how did you climb out of your negative hole, if you will?
I just knew that I would tell myself that every no brings me closer to a yes. And I knew that the more people I talked to, the more no's I was going to hear, but the sooner that I would hear a yes. And I knew that all of those no's were just not right now. And even now, I mean, it was a couple of weeks ago, I had a girl who told me, no, absolutely not. She would never want to do this, join my team 2 weeks ago. She told me that a year ago that she would never do this. So, yeah, no truly means not right now. And I've realized that worrying about the no's and sitting there and being pissed off or upset or frustrated doesn't help anything. It doesn't move me forward in my business. So I might as well just say, okay, on to the next. And I talk to so many people a day that I'm very deluded to the word, or desensitized to the word no now. And when I see the word no, I say, okay, you're going to watch my show for a few months and you're going to be back. And I just move on.
Perfect. Let's see here. What does your everyday look like? What is your daily steps from the moment you wake up to when you go to bed?
Well, okay, so since I quit my job and I do work full time, I wake up when I want to. If it's follow up Friday, I wake up early for sure, but I wake up, I get myself my computer out, Netflix ready, and I make myself breakfast. I start off with a post. I will get on Facebook and I'll message some people. I'll go through Instagram and I'll follow up with some people that I haven't heard from in like a week or two. I check my planner and see if there was anybody that told me they were definitely going to sign up that day or order that day, and I send a message to them. I go through my list of, I have that running list of potential distributors. I have a running list of potential loyal customers too, and I'll just scroll through that list and I'll message some people on there just to kind of stir up the dust. And I check in with my team. I post on my team page, usually either a video that I found that got me pumped up or a video with a lot of information that I thought was really helpful. If I'm signing up a new distributor, I get them launched quickly, and once I run out of people that I've talked to before, which, I mean, that never really happens anymore, but if I do, I start cold messaging people that I have on my friends list that I've added that I've never talked to before, or I go through my post likers on Instagram, and I start sending direct messages to the people who have liked my post. I'll spend a little bit of time going through my Instagram followers and liking and commenting on photos to kind of build a relationship with people. I do the same thing on Facebook. And yeah, I just do that on my couch while I watch Netflix all day. Okay, I have 2 more questions, and then I'll end with my ending questions. We're going to go a little over an hour, you guys. You know, like talk a long time. Okay. So someone wants to know, how did you change your post from just going through the motions to like what kind of wording do you use now? Now I know the whole going through the motions thing isn't just about like what you're saying when you're posting. It's literally like how you're actually working your business. So what kind of change did you make in your actual like 3-3 rule post? I mean, I am a product of the product. I use our product every day, and I really think about how these products have affected me. So either if it's helping me lose weight, or if I eat pretty unhealthy, I'm not gaining weight. I love the greens. I absolutely swear by the greens. So probably a few times a month I'll post about the greens and how I've been drinking them daily or semi-daily for over a year, and I have not been sick in that amount of time. I love our skincare line. I love our hair, skin, and nails vitamins. So being a product of the product makes it way, way easier to talk about our products with excitement. And I just think about what I would say if I was talking to my friend. If I had a friend who came up and was like, I cannot get my hair to grow longer, it's driving me crazy, I've been trying it for so long, I wouldn't be like, well, you should try hair, skin, and nails vitamins because it's made with these fortified ingredients and these different things, and it does this. I don't know. I would be like, oh my gosh, I've been using hair, skin, and nails for 6 months, and my hair is so much healthier, and it's grown a ton. Like, you should try this stuff out. I'll even give you my discount. And that's literally what I write for the post. Is I used to struggle with my hair not growing very long, and I love this stuff, and these are my results, or I take these every day. They're amazing. You should try them. I'll give you my discount. Or when I'm showing before and after pictures, a lot of them, I do not use posts or pictures that I find from Google, not only because there are tons of non-compliant stuff, but I don't know who those people are. I have my teammates use the product, and they share their results with us. So I can literally pull before and after pictures from my team page and say, this is my teammate, and she is super excited about her results, and I'm really excited for her. And she didn't know whether or not she believed in these products before, but now she's definitely a believer. So I can be more real about the product. And as far as life posts, I realized that what affects people isn't that they can join my team for $99. It's not that they can make this money back. It's not that they get this in the kit. It's how this business is going to affect their life. It's going to make them a happier person, a better person, a stronger person, a more independent person. And I think about my journey so far, and I talk about it. And it's the same thing. I think about what I would say to a friend who, if they came to me and they said, I want to join, but I'm nervous, or I want to join, but I don't think I'll make any money, or I want to join, how do you do what you do? And I talk about that in a post. And the more I really let myself feel how this business and how these products are changing or are going to change my life or the lives of my teammates, it makes it a lot easier for me to post in a way that actually reaches people, and I'm not just going through the motions.
Perfect. So everything just has more feelings. It's more personal, less ShamWow, more real person, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what would you teach someone that says they don't have a lot of time to work this business. We have now, we don't have any kids, which is, that's incredible. I couldn't imagine having this opportunity before I had Levi. And just the fact that I don't think if I did start this opportunity before I had Levi, I don't think I even would have worked this business half as much as I do now. So it's really incredible that you have that motivation and drive without as huge a why as having kids right now, because I know that your children in the future is a really big why for you. But what would you say to someone who says, I don't have my time, I go to school and I work and I've got 100 kids and live in a shoe and things are just really hard and I don't have a lot of time and all that stuff. What would you say to them?
When I first started this business, I had a full-time job, a part-time job. I was getting my master's degree. I was planning my wedding, and I was in a long-distance relationship with my fiance. And then I decided to start this business. And all of that was going on for my first 8 months in the business. So, yeah, I got to emerald, I think, with all that going on. But I did not have a lot of free time. I set reminders on my phone. I would wake up in the morning, post. I would get to work, and I would take like an extra minute and a half in my car to post again. And every time that I would post, I would follow to my limit on Instagram. And then I would share the post to Facebook. My lunch break, I would post at the beginning. I'd post at the end of my lunch break and follow. Anytime that I went to the bathroom, I would post and follow people. And then when I was in class, most people were scrolling Facebook anyway, and I would be scrolling Facebook. So I would be working my business at the same time, getting caught up on messages or emails or something. At night, and I would be like my normal time for winding down when I would spend like an hour and a half watching TV. I would be sending out messages. I always made sure I either got on team calls or I would listen to the recordings whenever I could. Basically, I mean, I don't have kids, so I can't tell you that you have the time, but I'm going to tell you that you have the time. There's always time. Everybody pees. Your kids sleep at some point. I know you have your phone in your hand at some point during the day. So just whenever your phone is in your hand, post and follow people, and then set aside maybe an hour or two per day in different blocks of time to send out messages and follow up with people.
So basically, it doesn't matter where you come from, who you are, what situation you're in, who your parents are, if you went to school or not, if you have 1,000 children or just 100. If this is important to you, you find creative ways to build your business. You have to close your eyes and stop looking at the obstacles and look at them as, okay, what's a creative way that I can get around this? You have to take away the average person brain. You have to take away the tiny minds that we had before we started this business and really open up to yourself and say, how can I get around whatever is my obstacle? Because we all have obstacles, we all have obstacles, but you have to decide if you want it or not. You really do. You deserve it. Everybody deserves this. There's no question about that. There isn't, oh my God, I don't see if I can do this. Well, you really can do this. You just have to decide if you're going to do it or not. So, yeah. My last question for you is, you're triple diamond now. You're making just paychecks that every time you get paid, you probably just don't even know what to do with yourself, because it's like winning the lottery every month. Because we like to tell everybody, especially the new people, the compensation plan, and when you see that average pay by rate, that's real. Those are real numbers. So that's where you are right now. But I want to know where you see yourself a year from now. So coming into the end of summer of 2016, where do you see yourself?
Well, I want to be Ambassador Simon by the end of the year, but at the very least, I want to be in the top 100 income earners by the end of 2016.
And currently you're top 300, correct?
Yeah.
Yep, so currently she's top 300 just after 1 year. But other than that, like, where do you see your life? Where do you see for you and Matt and all of that? Because it goes a lot deeper. Tap into the feelings a little bit. What do you see for yourself?
I don't know. It's so hard. It's so hard with Matt's job, but I really want us to be, closing out the end of this year. I want to be looking into finding a place to hopefully settle down, hopefully building a house. I don't know. It's really hard to say at this point.
So basically, though, the bottom line is that you don't know what your plan is because your options are almost limitless now, right? Like, you don't.
Yeah.
If you want to build a house, you can build a house. If you want to have a child, you can have a child and stay home with your child. If Matt, in a year from now, if Matt wanted to quit his job and be a stay-at-home husband, he could do that. You really just have no limits. How does that?
Yeah.
How does it feel? How does that feel? It's incredible.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure I posted about that the other day that, we sit here and we talk about, like, well, what do we want to do in the next year? And we're like, I don't know. Do you want to, like, travel? Like, maybe we could go to Europe? I don't know. Do you want to go live in the Caribbean again? I don't know. Do you want to build a house? And, yeah, we are so thankful every single day that we can plan a future without wondering about our budget, without wondering what our limit is. And that's an indescribable feeling because we had a plan. When, like, I'm a planner, and my plan was to graduate college, and maybe if I moved with him, I would wait tables while I moved with him every time he had to move for his job, and maybe he would climb the ranks. And a couple years from now, he would be a pilot with a major airline and making a good amount of money. And then maybe at that point, we could have kids. And then I would stay at home with them, so he would have to pick up extra hours so that we could afford to not have my income. And, maybe someday we would have a house with a little bit of land. And it was all going to be, we were going to have to work really, really hard and save a lot to maybe have a couple of the things that we wanted. And now we're planning a future where we're planning things that a year ago we never even thought would ever be possible.
I love that. Well, I'm truly, truly proud of you, which I don't know if I tell you that ever. I think I do. I think you know that I am, but I really am. Sarah's 1 year was in March, correct? So
Yeah.
That's just a little over a year. And look at how different your life changes. I think it's really important for everybody to understand, when you start this business, you don't see these things happening. That's not what you see. You basically, I think, at least for myself, I don't know if you can agree, you get to a point in your business where you just stop worrying about whether or not you're going to someday get to ambassador, and you just focus on the next steps right in front of you. You put those blinders on, and that's all you focus on. You almost even lose track of, like, the chart in a sense. You're just working hard every day consistently, every single day, no matter what happens. And one day you look up, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm at triple diamond now. It takes kind of a while for you to almost catch up on what you've done, because you don't even realize what you've done because you've just been so laser focused. So I'm I'm really, really proud of you. It's really incredible. You know, the person who I talked to in January is not at all the person that I talked to today. You've changed so much, and it's definitely not ending. So I'm excited. Everybody's learning your name, and that happens when you do big things. And people are really starting to realize that. You know, this business is filled with all kinds of times, and it's all kinds of times that are successful. There's not one brand, you know, one recipe for success. So I really appreciate that you came on the call. I know that it's like a little after 11 now, where you guys are, right?
Oh yeah, we're fine though.
All right, guys. So I really want to thank everybody. Now, before we close up, do you have any like last hurrah, anything that you want to say to the people who just really wonder if you can do this or really doubt themselves? Is there anything that you just want to tell people who are listening?
I guess the one thing that I want to say, and I like read it in inspirational quotes so many times, that the only way you fail at this business is by giving up. But that is so true, because no matter how hard things get in this business, if you refuse to give up and you just keep on moving forward and learning from your leaders and doing the things that they tell you to do every single day, that someday it's going to pay off. And I can't tell you if it's going to be a few days from now or a few weeks from now or a few months from now or a few years from now, but someday it's going to pay off so much more than you ever expected, and all you have to do is stick with it.
Amen. Woo. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being on this call. It was recorded. For those of you guys that don't know, I also had this opened up on Periscope. So if you guys want to, the video